Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
I think right now, Donnie, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and if I'm the Canucks, I make that announcement on Wednesday when they host Tampa Bay, and I would think that they would show more respect for Gino Odjick Wednesday when they take on Tampa Bay than they're showing today. Yeah. Why the hell would the Canucks hold a press conference today, a major press conference as it turns out, to address the Tanner Pearson situation? I don't understand the rush. When it comes to the Canucks, this day should belong to Gino Odjick, the late, great Gino Odjick, who passed away on the weekend. Instead, they hold this press conference, and everybody is focusing on that when they should be focusing on Gino Odjick. Having said that, there is news coming out of that press conference. First of all, and Ryan, you've got the tweets here. First of all, when it comes to the Tanner Pearson situation and how that seems to be botched somewhat.
Yeah, so that was the focus of the press conference today, was basically because of the NHLPA investigation. They wanted to get in front of the media today and say their side of the whole thing. So it was Dr. Bill Regan along with Jim Rutherford, and I believe it's Dr. Harry Ceci, I believe is how you say his last name. So those three gentlemen at the presser. The main theme of that part of it was due to Canadian privacy laws and medical information being part of this, they can't say a whole heck of a lot. They were outlining in general terms how they deal with injuries, how they deal with surgery, how they deal with second opinions, all that sort of thing. When it came specifically to Tanner Pearson, basically the only thing they would confirm is that he's had 2 setbacks in his recovery, which is why he's now going to miss the remainder of this season. They would also not confirm to him playing next year. And when it comes to the NHLPA part of the investigation, they have not heard yet from the NHLPA. They believe Pearson and his camp are meeting with the PA today. That is what's happening with that part of it.
I can confirm the NHLPA and Joe Resnick, Tanner Pearson's agent, are meeting today. I have heard that. But the other thing, Donnie, is I believe today is the day for another surgery for Tanner, and I think there's one more to go after this.
And then okay. Well, do you want to get on to the other quotes? And by the way, we're just waiting for the audio/video to be posted. So we're dealing with tweets, quotes through tweets at this point.
The first one I've got here,
the disappointed one.
Yes.
Let's start.
So this is basically, I'm going to go back to the start of the presser and work my way forward to real time now. This was rough, and thanks to everybody, all the reporters at Rogers Arena, and they're tweeting it out. So if things are a little bit missed on the tweets, we apologize, of course, but this is the best they're doing. Farhan, Batch, everyone else. So this is from Farhan first. This is Rutherford on the current Canucks core. I definitely know we have to change it. I'm disappointed in the job I've done to this point. When I first came here, I talked about getting the cap under control, and we haven't been able to do that.
Okay, right there, I have to respect his honesty. I'm disappointed in the job I've done to this point.
Yeah,
and
he's owning it.
Most people feel the same way about the job that Jim Rutherford and Patrick Alvin have done to this point. At least, like you say, he's owning it. I respect that. It's too bad it has to be that way.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The point I've been trying to say for a long time, they can't get rid of the bad contracts. He also mentioned today in the presser, I've been stuck with bad contracts.
Well, do we have that?
Do we have that? That's another one here. So hold on here. I just got to figure out where.
I can't believe this is actually going on. This day should belong to Gino. They're not playing tomorrow. They could have held it tomorrow.
Well, here it is here. So this was the contracts quote Rick's talking about. We haven't had the opportunity to take those steps. We're stuck with contracts we can't move. Until we move those out or until they expire, it's going to be hard to take those steps.
Okay. So I've been saying this for a long time. The previous regime, and I know you guys don't want to hear it, they left quite the mess. And so
he called it.
Where does JT Miller fit in?
He called it a pickle, by the way.
Okay. So just let me get this out of the way. Myers, Garland, OEL. Let me tell you right now, Donnie, they can't get rid of those. And Pearson now, for sure. But those 4 contracts they've been trying for over a year. Nobody wants them. It's a flat cap world. Every team's capped out, Donnie. They can't get rid of these deals.
So why would they sign JT Miller to such a long-term deal? Brock Besser as well. So he can say that. And it's I think a lot of people would agree. But then it's a case of, for a lot of people, the pot calling the kettle black because nobody likes that JT Miller deal.
I know
and
that.
a lot of people don't like the Brock Besser deal, although that's shorter term.
He was an RFA. It was different. This guy's – they picked the 99-point guy over the 62-point guy, which is Bo Horvat. They had to sign one of those two in the summer, Donnie, and they took the – I know a lot of hockey people that would take the guy coming off 99 points
Let me get
in
to
hindsight.
Let me get to Horvat. That was the next update here. From Rutherford. I believe we've taken our best shot on Bo Horvat with the offer we have on the table right now is fair value for what he's done up to this year. We're in a pickle here. He's had a career run, and he's looking for his money.
He's gone.
He's gone. And I've been saying this. And Pat Morris is in town next week, and I guarantee you they're not going to meet with him. And this is what I've been saying. Look, he has set himself up to be in the 7 to 8 million range. I was told the Canucks' last offer was 8 years and in the mid-sixes. They can't get there. They can't get to Donnie. They can't get to Bo's 7 or 8 million. They can't get there. They can't get there. Bottom line.
Were buyouts discussed at all?
Well,
No.
That was not yet anyway.
No, I believe. I don't think. No, he's still talking right now. But the only other thing contract related that I don't have a tweet for right now is that they've confirmed what Rick's been saying for a while. They've started discussions with Andrei Kuzmenko and his camp, which is Dan Milstein. What those discussions are, if they're anything concrete, I don't know, but he confirmed that today. Here was another one, and a lot of people are picking up on this choice of words, considering you have a press conference linked to medical issues. But Rutherford said when he arrived, he believed the team would need minor surgery. He now says he believes they need major surgery.
Absolutely.
As he states the obvious.
Yeah, but so, okay. But
why use the word surgery when you're talking about the same day you're supposed to be addressing Tanner Pearson?
There's that, but it's also...
I think that's nitpicking to someone. Anybody could make that mistake.
For sure. But again, though, it's this mixed messaging. Because so you say they need major surgery. Then I'm going to go to this tweet here, which I know...
Please get the rebuild.
I know Taylor's going to love this one. So they need major surgery. Then he goes on to say this. We're not looking towards a rebuild. I prefer to call it a retool.
Now, we were the first show, I think, to say that is Benning still here? Because this is the exact same thing that was said during the Jim Benning era right off the bat. Nobody agreed with it. Nobody liked it. And they still don't see the light. This market, and there have been tweets about this as well in the wake of or during this press conference, talking about, hey, everybody here is okay with the rebuild. People in this market are smart enough to know that so many Stanley Cup champions of the recent past have won Stanley Cups because they decided to rebuild, because they right to the bottom, got themselves first overall draft picks or high draft picks, accumulated a lot of them this side of Edmonton, and it worked. People will see that. And these guys still, to this day, don't want to accept that. The market wants it. The majority of the market wants it, except for you, probably.
Well, and their boss. Hold it. He's 73 years old. He did not. When you are 73, Donnie, you do not go to a team to rebuild. You do that when you're 53.
What kind of an excuse is that?
But how do you think they got him?
Okay,
when they got him, they said, "You're 73. We want to rebuild. See you later. Bye."
No. Then
bye.
So why do you hire a 73 years old? Again, the problem's up top.
Okay.
If that's the excuse, we can't. Then we hired Jim Rutherford. Well, why'd you hire him?
And when they sat down with
Read the market.
And Donnie, when they sat down with Rick Tocchet, do you think Rick Tocchet, who spent 4 years in Arizona, is going to come to Vancouver for a rebuild? No.
But you're accepting it.
I'm telling you why it's not a rebuild, because you got a 73-year-old who didn't come here for a rebuild.
That's no excuse.
And you got Rick Tocchet, who just spent 4 horrible years in Arizona. He's not coming here for 4 horrible years. He wants to win.
Rick Tocchet, who won a Stanley Cup in Pittsburgh with what? Yarmir Jagr, high draft pick. Mario Lemieux,
he was an assistant
first
coach.
overall. I'm talking about as a player.
Yeah.
As a player.
Okay.
He, as an assistant coach. Sidney Crosby, first overall. If Jenny Malkin, what? Second. It works.
But Rick, it also, again, what you're saying might be true about Rutherford and Tocchet. But it goes back to Donnie's original point then. The entire building over there can't read this market and what the fans want.
It's not the entire building. It's one guy. It's called the owner.
So that's the whole building.
The entire building.
That's the whole building.
Do you agree
think
with
the
that?
entire building makes the call? It's one guy. It's the owner.
That's the only one that matters.
But why are you saying the entire
Because
building?
it sounds like you agree with that.
No,
you think
I'm just telling you, it's not the entire building, Ryan. It's one guy.
And it's
that
wrong, and
refuses
he's
to do a
wrong.
But he
rebuild.
sets the philosophy. So this is, and so again, so it's not a rebuild, it's a retool. Then Rutherford says this. I think he might have been joking, by the way, at the first part.
Of course he would.
I thought we were tanking, ? We're pretty close to the bottom, but I would never, running a team, go and tell the coach or the players not to play
That's
hard.
obvious.
It's the same thing.
It's not players who tank.
Exactly.
It's
So-
GMs, it's owners.
Let me move on, of course, to the other hot button item. You brought up Rick Tocchet, and that's, of course, the coach.
Yeah.
This was I don't know what was going on here. This is Rutherford on Boudreau. All I can say is Bruce is our coach right now. He then said he's had contact with other potential coaching candidates going back as far as a couple of months ago. I hope Bruce Boudreau, when they finally fire him in a week or whenever the heck it is, I hope he gives the biggest middle finger to this franchise the way they've done to him basically since he came here. Last year, that building was one of the darkest places in the
Bruce,
world.
there it is.
Brought it alive.
Bruce, there it is. It's alive. He's a nice guy to get behind. And all they've done, and mainly Rutherford more than anyone else, is crap on him day in and day out, leaking this there, saying things publicly about his style. Every day they do
that's
something.
why I almost look at that tweet, if you don't mind putting it up again here, Ryan, and go, whatever. We know he's gone.
Everybody knows.
Well, we knew he was gone.
Well,
unbelievably, like they have this run. You say it, Ryan. Like Gino Odjick, Bruce Boudreau got that building alive, and they won. He had a winning record here, and right off the bat, right after the season, you rip into him and his structure, and then go on to do it a few times,
including
it's
hockey
not
night.
right. I mean, and I said it before in the show, if you as a player know that the management and ownership doesn't believe in the head coach, why would you believe in the head coach? You can't win that way.
Yeah,
there's no way.
And Donnie, I'm going to say this. Tocchett's obviously the guy. I'm hearing about a private meeting with Tocchet last week. I'm also hearing that there were some pretty high-profile names they talked to other than Tocchet as well. I think I got a name that I'm not going to release right now. It's a pretty big name.
Would he accept a rebuild, that big name? That's all I want to hear.
He's been out of work for a while. I think he would. All I'm saying is
Barry Trotz.
No, it's not Barry Trotz, because Barry Trotz has got the same agent as
Mike Babcock.
Boudreau. I'm not saying.
Oh,
you got no. I didn't say. Don't get this. You guys going to get me in trouble and all that.
Tweet it out, Ryan.
It's not Trotz. I told you.
Rick Drywall said.
Kojak brought up. What's his name? Trotz. It's not Trotz. Trotz and Boudreau have the same agent. His agent, Boudreau's agent, you think he's doing cartwheels about how they're treating his client? You think he put another guy in Vancouver? It's not
If he
Trotz.
pays him enough, yes. Absolutely.
No, it's not Trotz. There's been no contact with Trotz.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay, so
the final thing that people are up in arms about in terms of reaction to what Jim Rutherford is saying, and this kind of goes along with what Donnie says in terms of is there any difference between the two regimes. This is from our friend David Cordrelli. I prefer to get younger NHL players that maybe didn't work out in their entry-level contract and, bring them in and give them a second chance. And
Sven Berchi.
Exactly.
Granlund.
The list goes on of guys that they basically did that to here. And it was a window of an age that they felt was lacking in the organization, and they were going to
Which it was. They just picked the wrong guys.
And they were going to fill it. And it also speaks, by the way, to the
And give
return.
up draft
The
picks.
return they're floating. It sounds like they're floating for Bo Horvat. They don't want draft picks. They want guys that aren't fitting out in other organizations.
Okay, I'm going to give you two names, and I'm going to tell you what they're doing. Lafreniere.
Mike Babcock.
Kirby Duck. Don't get me in trouble. I never said Babcock. Babcock. Anyways, see what you do? You get me fired up, and then I screw words up. Lafreniere and Kirby Doc are the type of guys they're looking for about the entry-level deal. They try to get both. That's the type of guys, the young guys, they're looking for.
Lafreniere, who's associated with?
Emily Castagate.
Yeah.
So that's basically the summary. The presser did just conclude. And I would sum it up by, again, it drives home how much of a mess it is over there. But also, it links back to what Donnie said at the beginning. Because this press conference has exploded now because of what Rutherford has said. And you know what? He's honest. You can give him that. But it's exploded today. It's the dominant theme now within Canucks fans and Canucks Twitter. And today should have been at least one day reflecting on a legendary figure in your organization passing away. Yeah. And they can't even get that right over there.
And they don't play tomorrow. I don't understand what the rush is. They could have held this press conference.
And just for clarification, they did announce this presser before Gino passed yesterday, but come on.
You make a change.
Like it's not that hard. Sorry, guys, we're doing this 10 a.m. Tuesday instead of Monday.
Not reading the market in so many ways. Let's do this. Let's show some respect for Gino now. You're going to do Big Rye?
It's very short.
Very short, Big Rye. Let's show some respect for the late, great Gino Odjick, who left us on the weekend. Just a puppy, 52 years old. What a clip this is. This is 1995 playoff game against the St. Louis Blues, May 17th. Gino goes mad against the St. Louis Blues to break.
8-2. Now Anderson in front, waits, fakes, pad save, rebound. Oh, and Whitmore has it under his body. Anderson pokes at the puck, and now a brawl breaks out. A brawl right next to the Vancouver net as the Canucks did not like the... Odjick! A big hit on Holder, and Odjick is loose. Look out! Odjick is loose. Who wants him? It's Adam Creighton. Oh, baby, here we go in the corner. The Canucks did not like Glenn Anderson poking at the puck under the body of Kay Whitmore. They want blood here at the Pacific Coliseum. Odjick and Creighton. Odjick, one of the toughest in the NHL. Everybody paired off. There's still a pile up at the side of the net. Now Odjick and Creighton come together. Creighton gets Odjick's sweater over his head. And Creighton ties up Odjick. Now they get Anderson off the bottom of the pile. He had been attacked. Now Odjick with his sweater, his undershirt, and his equipment ripped off, grabs onto Creighton, has Creighton's sweater over his head. Now Odjick wants to get Anderson. Odjick is naked, waist up. Creighton wants Odjick. Odjick ought to be suspended from here until a couple of years from now.